Good afternoon. This is Zach of All Trades, and I'm bringing you one of my all-time favorite Dove recipes. And there's a lot of controversy around the campfire as to who actually invented this recipe. I personally think it was me, but there's a lot, like I say, a lot of rumor, controversy. You may hear of other people claiming that they invented it, but I'm going to give you the stripped down version of this recipe. I'm not going to give you my exact personal recipe because, like I say, there's a lot of controversy, and I'm going to go to the grave knowing that I invented this recipe. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started here. I don't know, a lot of you have probably already made jalapeno poppers. These are great little snacks. They're great for barbecues. They're great for football on Sundays. They're great for birthday parties. I'm quite well known for my Dove jalapeno poppers, and they're fairly simple to make, pretty quick to make. All you need is just to know how to prepare them. So basically, I've got 8 Doves here. So I took 8 jalapenos. So basically, however many Doves you have, buy that many jalapenos, because you're going to get 2 breasts off of each Dove. You're going to get 2 halves to each jalapeno, and that's going to be the perfect equation to greatness here. So quick spin around the ingredients. Jalapeno halved, cut the stem off, and clean the seeds out. You can leave some of the seeds in. When I make them personally, sometimes I'll throw some seeds into the cream cheese mixture. Play around with it, because these jalapenos here that I bought from a friend, these are actually really hot already, so I get all the seeds out of there because they do get to be a little unbearable. Got the Dove breasts. Like I say, there was 8 Doves, so I should have 16 breasts. Cream cheese and sliced bacon. Get the thin sliced bacon, don't get thick sliced. Thick sliced is just a little too hard to roll around the jalapeno. Makes it a little more difficult, a little more time consuming, frustrating. And just some toothpicks to hold them together. You'll need a skillet, a little bit of butter, and a cookie sheet, and an oven. You can also do these on the grill. Sometimes I do that. If you do them on the grill though, however, keep a very close eye on them, because that bacon will start to, the grease will start to melt, or the fat will start to melt, and you'll have a grease fire. It'll burn the heck out of them. So if you plan on grilling these, keep a very close eye on them. Put them on the top rack, and like I say, watch them very closely. But we're just going to go ahead and do these in the oven. We'll get to that part down the road here. Like I say, Dove breasts, jalapenos, however many Doves you've got, buy that many jalapenos. You'll get 2 breasts. You'll get 2 halves. Cream cheese, and then the bacon. Just some store-bought bacon here. Got a good deal on it. It was on sale for the holiday weekend here, so I haven't been able to do as much Dove hunting as I normally have already done at this point in the year. Season's been open right at about a week, and normally I've gotten my bag limit every day. Just been busy doing some different stuff, so hopefully here in this week and this next weekend I'll be getting some more Doves. I really hope I do, so that I can show you some more of my favorite recipes. But anyway, first thing that I want to do is I just want to add some color to the Dove breasts. Not cook them all the way through. I just want to add some color to them, because we are still going to bake them on the jalapeno with the bacon. But I found that when you try to bake it all together, the Dove doesn't get done to the desired, that perfect doneness. So basically what we're going to do is we're just going to kind of color them on each side, get a little bit of heat into them, then we'll put them on the jalapenos, we'll wrap them in bacon, and we'll get them in the oven, and we will be enjoying these. It takes about 45 minutes. Plan on about an hour total with prep time. If you've got a spouse or kids in the house, perfect job for them is to clean the jalapenos and get those done. You can be, if you don't have the Doves cleaned already, you can be cleaning Doves, and it'll rock out that much more quick. So anyway, like I said, we're going to go ahead and get some color on these, and then we'll go from there. Alright, so what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to get some, I got about a tablespoon of homemade butter. Regular butter is perfectly fine. I will be doing a video, I know I keep saying this in my other videos, I will be doing a video on how to make homemade butter. Anyway, like I say, about a tablespoon homemade butter, and I cook with a gas stove, and I actually can't remember ever really cooking with an electric stove. So anyway, fire up the gas stove, go to about medium heat. I'm actually going to go just between about medium low, right in there, and you can see already it's getting that butter nice and melted. And I'm going to take just a little bit of olive oil and just put a little shot of olive oil in there. You don't need much, just enough to kind of keep that butter from burning, and give it a it'll give it some heat resistance, allow it to heat up. And you can see it's already starting to bubble there. Now I just got a little skillet. Like I said, we're only doing 16 dove breasts, so you don't need a great big skillet for this, or pan. And in the there, when I was talking about the dove breast, you might have heard the oven go off. Got that warming up. So always kind of plan ahead when you're getting this going. Start your oven right away, so that way it's nice and hot when you're ready to go. Anyway, we're on about medium low heat. Tablespoon of homemade butter, regular butter's fine. A little shot of olive oil. Now let's get these beautiful little dove breasts here into the skillet. Like I say, we're not trying to cook these through. We're just going to go ahead and give them a nice little coloration. So I'm going to go skin side up on all of them first. That first one there, along with that one, those are the Eurasian collared doves. Last one I put in was a mourning dove. There's another Eurasian. The Eurasians just have a little more meat on them. So we were able to get about half of them in there this first go round. So we're going to go ahead and, like I say, just kind of get them colored here. Should be a couple minutes. We'll let them sizzle in that butter, and a couple minutes we'll give them a flip. Do the same thing. Remove them from the heat. We'll finish off what I wasn't able to get in the pan, and then we'll be stuffing the poppers. So right at about the 2-minute mark here, they medium-low heat on a gas stove, kind of play around with it. Hopefully you can see in the video, you can kind of see the dark purple towards the top there. There's even some blood coming out of where these little ones have been, where the pellets went through on the shot shell. So the smell right now is just amazing. I love the smell of dove frying. But anyway, see, we just got some nice color. They're not cooked, they're not fried. We're just trying to give them some color on the outside. That way, once we put them on the popper and wrap them in bacon, the bacon can cook. These will be just that desired perfect doneness. There's a couple little breasts there. I might pull them a little early. These two here in the middle. But the other thing to note, I forgot to say there when I first put them in the pan, you can season these too with some salt and pepper before you put them in, or your favorite steak seasoning, any kind of a dry rub. Feel free to do that. And we're actually getting a little hot here, so I'm going to turn it down just a little bit, just a little above low, and we will let these sizzle here for another minute or so. The other thing when you're frying something like this, find a starting point. Maybe use the handle. Put your first one at the handle, and then start around. And that way, when you go to flip them, you can start with the one you started with, and by the time you work your way around, you've allowed each one to cook that same amount of time. So anyway, I'm going to finish coloring these, and we will move on at that point to stuffing the poppers, getting them in the oven. We will be enjoying these little babies here in just a few minutes. So we're still on the first batch here. It is just seconds away from being done, cooking off. I'm going to go ahead and pull these little guys here in the middle. And as you can see, there's blood rising to the top. So that means that they're cooking through. But see, we've got a nice color. There's none of that purple meat shining through. There's still juices coming through. So we're going to go ahead and get these off of the heat. Let them start resting. Now I'll finish off those last few we couldn't get in the pan while these rest, and then we will put them. See, we're starting to get too hot here. So anyway, we will get them in the jalapeno poppers and get them in the oven. So we've got these colored off in the pan, and like I say, here in a second I'm going to go ahead and show you the inside of one of these, just kind of give you an idea of what we're looking for. But we'll go ahead and cut into these. These have rested about 5 minutes. We're right at about that 2-minute mark each side. Like I say, it doesn't take much. Look at, just look at the juices coming out of there. It's beautiful. So, in fact, we'll just go ahead and use that guy. So I didn't go quite to the middle because I want to keep this whole for the video, or for the popper rather. But you can still see it's pretty pink right there on the end. I'm going to go ahead and eat that. What I do to prep these is for about a day. I always let my meat rest for a day, whether it's deer, pheasant, dove. Let it rest for a day. A couple days is good because it'll let that meat have a chance to relax. Don't go shoot doves and then eat them that night. It'll be tough. It's not good when you fry them. They'll tense up. It's just not good. So anyway, what I do is I let them sit for about a day, and then after that first day, I take a can of pineapple juice and I just put them in an old sour cream dish or some kind of a dish, layer them in there, and then just fill them so that they're completely covered in pineapple juice. It's perfect marinade. Even if you wanted to put a little salt in there, that'd be fine too. But like I say, the pineapple juice is just fine. So anyway, let's go ahead and get one of these guys stuffed here. And you'll want to set your cream cheese out prior to cooking these so that it gets nice and soft. But you're basically just wanting to fill that jalapeno up with cream cheese. So you got a nice dose of cream cheese in there. And then take the dove breast, shove it down in there. And then excuse the arm there, please. And then you'll take a strip of bacon. Don't have enough room on the cutting board here. And then just start at one end, bring it around, and roll it up. It's that simple. Give it a good roll. And then if you want to, you can put a toothpick through it. Most of the time I can, like this, that's going to roll up just fine. I shouldn't need a toothpick in there. If you're doing these on the grill, go ahead and do a whole line of them on a skewer. Just put them on a skewer, and that way you can set 5, 6, 7. I can't remember exactly how many you can get on there, but you'll have a bunch on the grill. They're easier to take off, whatnot. But we will continue doing this. That's the basic rundown. Fill it with cream cheese. Put the dove breast, 1 breast per popper. And as these cook, they'll shrink down a little bit, so they'll be about bite size. And then the bacon around there, and we will get them get the rest of these filled, stuffed, and get them in the oven. And then it's rock and roll time. So we've got them all rolled up, all 16 of them. Don't they just look beautiful there in all their glory? Anyway, we got the oven set at 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and I will actually put up a conversion for anybody that is watching overseas or in a different uses Celsius or whatnot. So anyway, 350 degrees. We're going to start at a half hour. Generally they take closer to 45 minutes, but we'll check them at that half hour mark and go from there. Alright, so we had a total cook time right at about that 40-minute mark, 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Anyway, this is what they look like when they come out. You know, if you want them a little more done, just leave them in a little longer. Anyway, took them out of the oven, let them sit on the stove top for about 10 minutes here, let them cool down. And I am going to go ahead and just cut this one here. These are kind of a pain to cut because of the cheese, but anyway, there's the dove breast. The cheese would have been under it if it hadn't squirted out there, but breast is done nice. That bacon grease just kept everything nice and moist. And there's the jalapeno, and I drop it. Anyway, let's go ahead and give this little beauty a try. Beautiful. Out of this world. Just the end of the breast there, but just a million flavors blasting. Beautiful, beautiful. These things are great for football on Sundays. A little snack. Like I say, this is probably the most favorite recipe of mine for dove. And give this a try. Give this a try, and I'm sure you will enjoy it. Please like, please subscribe, please comment, and you guys have a good evening. I'm going to go ahead and finish eating as many of these as I can. Have a good evening. Thanks for watching the Zach of All Trades.